Welcome to the One-on-One podcast. We are so excited to have you here. And I'm here with my partner in crime, Joshua.
Hi.
Katz.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good to see you. It's good to be together.
It is good to be together. And Ryan is watching us and will not let us touch each other because we're just so tempted to do that. And it is Miami heat. That's all I'm going to say.
It is.
So, and you know what I'm also excited about?
What's that?
With us today, I have two of my partners in learning and development, and I want them to introduce themselves, Pam and Karry.
Sorry, are you saying Pan or Pam?
It's Pam.
I'm sorry. Well, Pan.
No, my name is Pam.
Pam.
Are you saying Pan or Pam?
I'm saying Pam.
Is it okay? Is P-A...
Pam.
Panned.
With an
There's
M.
a D on the end.
There's no D. It's Pam.
Pam.
P-A-M-N. Pam. And we're not even going to get into Karry's last name because that'll blow your mind. That'll completely blow your mind. So, and is your middle name really Bartholomew?
You said that.
You did that. Okay.
That'd be awesome.
And we're also with now that we can introduce also with our friend Ryan, and I'm going to call him Ryan Bartholomew from now on. RB. He said that for us. So, Pam, introduce yourself.
Well, it's great to be here today. My name is Pam Rankin. That's Pam.
Pam. Okay.
And I am with the learning team, learning and development specialist. And it's just really great to be here with all of you today.
Great.
Yeah.
And
I am Karry Azarabadi, and just you mentioned my last name, and you don't even want to get into that.
I've been saying it incorrectly for the last, I can't even tell you how many years.
So this is how you remember it, and this is so funny. So my husband is half Persian. I'm half Italian.
Okay.
And at any given point, there could be a body in the trunk. So it's, is there a body? Is there a body? Yeah.
Azarabadi.
That's
Is there a
great.
body?
Don't you love that?
You'll never forget it.
That's
now.
great. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, Josh.
Let's just roll right into it after that one.
Yes. So what I want us to focus on today and talk about is our new agent training program, RevUP. These two are masterfully delivering that. So talk about the changes in 2023 with rapid launch RevUP and what we're planning for 2024.
Oh boy, where do we start, Pam?
Gosh, that is difficult.
Well, first of all, explain what we're doing because not every one of our viewers may be familiar with it.
So one of the things that we thought would be helpful for our owners and our managers and our trainers is to kind of take a little bit of that off their plate. And so our team got to jump in and kind of help out a little bit and teach the classes. And you pair that really, really well with the mentor program so the offices can still have their mentors and use that kind of a little bit more connected where they'll do a lot of the hands-on stuff and we'll kind of be the trainers and the coaches and train the content.
Totally.
And that was kind of the goal to help with that because it's time consuming. You know, it's really hard sometimes to teach that in your office. It's 2 hours, maybe 4 hours a week.
Right.
And, you know, they're all doing a lot of different things. And so to be able to take that off their plate was really helpful. And I know it's a passion for both Pam and I to kind of do that. I taught that for a lot of years in one of our offices in Sacramento. And so it's just been one of those things for me that just felt natural.
Totally.
And I got to jump right in.
So RevUp is our foundational training for new agents and 12 sessions normally.
Yep.
And you've turned it into how many? 10 sessions, delivering it virtually on Zoom. What are some of the advantages of this virtual training versus hosting it in the office?
I think one of the biggest advantages is the fact that we're getting people from all over the country. Wow. Right? So they have an opportunity to learn about different ways that real estate, our industry is done throughout the country, how the market is different, and also it's a great networking experience.
Yeah,
And I really encourage the agents in every class, pay attention to how people do business, you know, find people that you think would emulate you. If you ever have referrals.
And for new agents, that in and of itself is a lesson, right? Because it's networking. I mean, that's
exactly. Exactly.
And you saying that brings to top of mind for me, there's been an element of surprise in this because the intention was to train new agents. And what has been the registration? What has been the participation?
It's almost like a 40% experienced agents
Oh, wow.
that come in and
Really
probably
cool.
60% new. And that's been a treat for us as trainers and the coaches for the class because we now get to use other experiences. You know, we have a lot of experience with real estate, both being brokers in California, selling and all of that. But to get somebody else's perspective and get the agents to kind of jump onto that is so
It's
cool.
also adding legitimacy to the program itself because
Totally.
you have a program that is designated for new agents and you have experienced agents that want to join it. I mean,
Exactly.
It says
Exactly.
that's
pretty
true.
cool,
That's,
you know.
Yep. The
You're
other
right,
thing
very
it does
validating.
is you hear the new agents get to hear different perspectives
Yeah.
and different ways that people practice our field. And so they know that there's not only one way to do it, right? And I always make it clear in my classes that there's different ways to do things.
Sure.
So, feel free to give feedback.
And having said that, one thing that I really love is if you're in a market that has been deeply affected by current conditions, it's got to be encouraging to talk to other markets that haven't been or that are already turning, that are already starting to see a difference.
Well, it's both a challenge and a benefit for us, talking about what we know and what our market is, and then also trying to teach certain markets and certain things that may not be applicable in certain markets. And so, it's a challenge, but it's also really exciting because they get, again, a different perspective, which is cool.
I also think that adds hope for someone who is maybe in a struggling market or just having a struggling year, whatever it may be. And then you see someone else like, no, you're like, they're doing it. I can do it too, type of thing, right?
Yes.
Exactly.
And that's also one of the benefits too, because a lot of the time when they're teaching it in their own offices locally and the brokers are teaching it or they have trainers, sometimes there's only one or two agents that might come to the class. And so, they get a little bit one-on-one intention, which is great, but they don't get all the perspective and they don't get to, I can try it this way, I can do it that way. And it's just really cool.
I want you to, because, there's been silver linings to, how do I say this without sounding offensive? There's been silver linings to like what happened during the pandemic. For example, we have, obviously it was terrible, but we have the ability to do virtual things and that we created new ways of learning, new ways of doing business. And you just brought up a really good point of, I don't want to speak for everyone, but a lot of people have more confidence online. They're not afraid to speak up, ask questions that they may not ask in a classroom or in some sort of group setting. And I want you to maybe speak to that, Kathy, because you have been doing the Waking Up to Win, sessions for the last 3 years. And have you noticed that?
We have, and what's exciting about that is they have, Pam and Karry have done an amazing job of setting standards and setting expectations that we're holding very fast to. I want you to think about this course almost like you would a continuing education course where people have to be on camera and they have to participate. For that reason, if you guys want to speak to the size of the class and what your expectations are, and they do that immediately at the beginning so that participants know, it's not just signing up and then going and watching episodes of Friends. You've got to
Exactly.
you've got to participate.
Yeah, absolutely. We want people to interact.
Yeah.
And I think it's surprising to a lot of people that online that the participants can actually interact and get to know each other.
Oh yeah, totally.
So we, at least in 2023, we have allowed 24 people to enroll, and we've been filling up every single session.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it is.
So,
It is.
like 30 to 60 days before you guys are having to close sessions because they're full. Okay, so here's what I want to talk about now, because Karry has been a total champion in a new project. I'm so proud of you. I'm like the mama that's bursting with pride. Talk a little bit about what we're going to be introducing day after tomorrow here at Base Camp.
Ooh, I don't even know about this.
I know.
We're all full of secrets.
So we are developing a mentor certification program.
Cool.
And again, it really is going to pair well with RevUP and RevUP Rapid Launch. And, one of the things that is difficult and that we've heard that if people have reached out as far as the owners and the managers is, you guys are doing great, you're teaching it, and that has helped us a ton. But there isn't a lot of follow-up. And, sometimes experienced agents are coming in and wanting to dial back their business. And so they're a perfect opportunity for them to be mentors. And most of the offices have a mentor program, and it's great, but, they don't know how to be a mentor necessarily. And again, the owners don't have an opportunity or time to necessarily teach them and train them. So that's where we get to come in. And so we've written a really amazing program to kind of help them. We're going to have them go through RevUP if they teach it locally. We're going to have them come through RevUP Rapid Launch to see how we do things, because in Rapid Launch, we really try to incorporate the tools and the resources that Realty ONE Group offers. And I don't know that that's necessarily done when it's being taught in their offices. And, we have so many amazing things that connecting that is sometimes the most hard, or the most difficult part. So, we're going to kind of run them through a certification program. It's going to be a phased process, and it's going to be virtual, which is incredible. So we're going to go through some actual live training, and then a couple of other phases after that, some potential apprentice situation in the third phase, just to kind of get them familiar with mentoring. And we're real excited about it.
Well, one thing that I'm super excited about is for the affiliates, for the broker owners, Josh, it gives them what a mentor position, a well-trained mentor position does, is give them kind of a next level leadership. So one thing that they haven't had, some of them, is that person that they can leverage some of that responsibility to. And in our model, the mentors are compensated from closing.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, they're compensated from the productivity, the closings of the people, the apprentices that they are mentoring. So they need to be trained.
Yeah.
And I'm just really proud of this program that we're going to be pushing it out, because my concern has been, you guys are doing a phenomenal job with Rapid Launch RevUp, but then we're kind of sending them back to the office, and we don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
Right? It's kind of like we don't know. We lose that accountability. So this program is going to fill that gap and serve I think it's going to be a win-win for everyone.
Totally. Definitely.
I mean, I want to ask. It might be an ignorant question. We've talked about this in other podcasts, but I know the answer. But for content's sake, why does someone need a mentor?
Oh gosh. I mean, why don't they?
Yeah. I mean, this stretches way past real estate. I mean, everyone should in
Everybody
life.
should. Yeah, exactly.
It's
like everybody should have a coach, right?
Right.
At least one.
Right.
Even coaches.
Yep.
They need to have a coach.
And I think I think the fact that we are now instating a program where a couple things. You have people like to pay it forward, right? They want to give back. Someone probably helped them out at some point in their life, and they want to now help out someone else. Yep. But then they're also getting a little money on top of it.
Yeah.
Like, that's awesome, right?
Well, so the cool
Exactly.
thing about that is experienced agents can come in, and like I said, if they want to dial back their production a little bit in this really hard market,
it's great.
it's normal for them
I
to
love
want to
that.
do that, and they can still potentially have a little, net on the back end.
Yep.
Well, the reality is, within the National Association of Realtors, there's about an 80% churn rate, meaning that 8 out of 10 are in real estate for 2 years or less. And you guys have basically flipped that statistic on its head. And the reason is because, and in my opinion, the reason people need a mentor is what you learn to become licensed has squat to do with being in production.
Oh,
I feel like you need to repeat that.
What you learn in a real estate licensing class, regardless of what state you're in,
And even the exam.
even the exam
Yeah.
has jack squat to do.
It's not real life.
It's not real life. It's not anything that gets you to the closing table.
Yeah. Yep.
And what gets you to the closing, a mentor, think about a mentor is this.
Yeah.
We're side by side. I'm helping you. I'm
I like to think you're
assisting
actually
you.
one of my mentors.
We
Karry.
are. I would like
She's
to
definitely one of mine.
but it's that side by side. Let me help you do this.
Mm-hmm.
And let me show you how to do this. And that's what this program does, so that they're not just thrown out there. The reason the churn rate's so high is they pass the test and they think, hot dog, I've
they're
got
like,
this.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Book
and
of
then they go,
business gonna be right
holy
there, yeah.
crap,
Yep.
I'm lost.
Yep.
Right? They burn through their first few closings of people that are closest to them that trust them, and then they don't know what's next. And this program is, those 10 classes that they are doing is everything from building a business plan to managing your time to working with behavior styles to the actual, so many things in addition to the transaction.
Farming,
Mindset.
open houses.
Farming, open houses, mindset.
Closing a
And
sale.
with a mentor in this, our industry and the way that it operates is ever changing, right? Totally. And so a mentor is obviously someone that has lived through that for X amount of years. And so that's the perfect person to go to when, like, for example, we're in a shifting market right now.
Exactly.
Go talk to someone that went through 08.
Totally.
Exactly.
Like-
They know if they just stay consistent,
Yep.
they're going to get through it.
Yep.
It's always, if it goes down, it's always going to come back
Yep.
up. Just hang in there. Yep.
Well, and then again, we can train the content, we can teach the content, all the things that you mentioned from beginning to very end of the sale. But to provide that blueprint or that roadmap to the mentors, because then for them to take it and go, oh, you went to the open house class today? Come shadow me at an open house.
Yeah.
See how it actually works in real life.
Yeah.
Watch how I do it. See how I do it. Let's talk about what you may do differently. And if they can do the more hands-on things, inspections, signings, listing appointments, listing presentations, open houses, like all of that, and they can get a real life idea of what it actually looks like after they've heard us talk about it and after they've collaborated with each other on through Zoom in our classes,
Exactly.
it's invaluable.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree.
And I'm sorry,
no,
go ahead.
That's okay. I was just going to say they also get to kind of show off to their mentor, like they learned something in class,
Yes, 100%,
right?
yeah.
And they get to kind of model for them what they're learning, and they can do some critique right there, right on the spot.
That's a really good point.
Which is really great.
Yeah.
Well, and we
Yeah.
have our mentors come and join RevUP Rapid Launch for free just to see what it's like so that they know exactly what they're listening to, what they're learning. And then again, that makes and empowers them to do a little bit more of that hands-on stuff.
And one thing you and I have talked about a couple of times is a lot of companies are content rich, yet implementation poor.
Yeah.
And I think this program is a glowing example of we have awesome tools and resources and support, and we're closing that gap of taking rich, amazing content and supporting tools and tying it into execution.
Yep.
And that's what's flipping the numbers on its head.
Yep.
Well, and Pam, to your point, they'll come through class and we'll talk about a tool, List Track, or one of the other tools that we offer. They'll go talk to their mentor about it, and a lot of the time the mentor goes, "We have that? I didn't even know we had that."
Right.
And now they get to be kind of the big man on campus and be able to kind of share something with their mentor.
And that I was going to say, so from a, like when you watch your mentor, your coach, or whoever do something, and in the back of your head, you're like, I can do that. I might even be able to do that better.
Exactly.
You know how good of a feeling that is?
Oh,
I
gosh,
mean, that's like invaluable. It's a perfect word.
100%.
Well, and this, as an old dog talking to a new dog, this is a great example of old dogs, new tricks,
Yeah.
where that mentor and that millennial may be the perfect combination
Yeah.
of, say, show me yours and I'll show you mine.
Yes.
It gets dark, Josh. It just always goes, I'm sorry, Ryan. Okay.
Sorry you don't have a mic, Ryan.
I'm sorry. But I wish everybody watching this podcast could see Ryan's face.
Me too. Me
It's
too.
priceless.
This is awesome. Like this, I didn't even like. I'm so excited right now that we're actually like. This is so cool.
It's cool.
I want to talk about this more, but Kathy, I want you to ask them your question.
Okay, here's my question. If the person closest to you said you were an animal, what animal would it be
And why?
and why?
I know mine. You want me to go first?
You go first.
A bumblebee.
Whoa, that's a curveball. I like that.
Good. That's good.
Yeah, a bumblebee, because I'm constantly buzzing around, doing all kinds of things. I don't sit down much. I'm just kind of got.
Oh, we know that
Yeah,
firsthand.
I got this
Oh,
moving
my-
around. I'm doing all the things. So yeah,
That's a good one. I like
he would
that.
Definitely say
And
bumblebee.
can I add to that? The great thing about Karry is she's cross pollinating.
Oh.
She not only is in she's going back and saying,
Kathy
"Hey,
just dropped that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did.
Good. Thank you.
You're welcome."
a
Okay,
good
and
one.
Pam.
That's Pam.
Okay.
P
P-A-N-M.
M.
N-N. Two M's.
M.
That was the
No,
confusion.
there's just one M.
P-A-M.
Okay. Did you know that your name spelled backwards is map?
I did not know that.
Yeah. Okay. I'm
I
sorry.
can't believe it. It took 61 years for me to learn that. But then again, I was a math teacher, not an English
Okay,
teacher.
okay,
That's
there we go.
why.
That's why.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to say a cross between a tiger and a cheetah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
These are some of the best answers we've ever got.
Strong and
Yep.
fast.
Yep.
Right, strong and fast.
Exactly.
Yes.
Those are good answers.
Because
I
she's an
have to
Iron Man.
Did you know?
Are you?
Yeah,
I am.
She's an Iron Man.
Good for you. That is really cool.
It's hard for me to say Iron Man and not Iron Woman, but it's not official as an Iron Woman because there's,
I got you.
yeah.
Do you know
That's
what-
really cool.
Can I translate that?
Yeah.
Badass.
Absolutely.
Badass.
I agree.
Agreed.
And they both are. They are both badass, and I'm just so proud to work beside them every day.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Well, you know what? We have a great mentor.
Yeah, we do.
Makes a
Thank
big
you.
difference.
Thank you.
It's
Thank
true.
you.
The best.
Honestly.
But it's, we've talked about it in other episodes. It's more proof of why we all work for this brand. Like it's a culture. Like it's culture. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ryan knows how much I hate saying that word because we were doing voiceovers earlier and I had to say that word like 100 times. And so it's,
You say it really well.
yes.
Yeah, you got it down.
Oh, thank you. But thank you guys for joining us. Seriously, this has
Incredible.
been
Thanks for having
absolutely
us.
amazing.
Awesome.
And I know our network is going to be
Yeah.
stoked for all of this. This is great. So thank you.
Thank you. And should people have question, if they want to know
Yes.
more, please send an email to learning@realtyonegroup.com, and we'll answer your question
We'll
for
get
you.
right back to them.
Yep. Cool. Thanks again, guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
We thank you for joining us today on another episode of One-on-One, a Realty ONE Group podcast. We are powered by ONE.U and ask if you have suggestions, recommendations, or questions, please email learning@realtyonegroup.com. And remember, pay close attention to the details, listen to understand, not respond, and always be a resource, not a sales pitch.